Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gamansing. On Monday, we reported about the collapse of part of the ceiling in one of the buildings at Joseph Gomez Elementary School, where no child was harmed, but one teacher was injured. Now, here are the latest updates on the school situation from News 2's April Nights.
It seems that the worst is over. Yesterday, around 9 a.m., parents rushed to Joseph Gomez School in St. Thomas after receiving calls that part of the ceiling collapsed. No children were harmed, but one teacher was rushed to the hospital. The situation was more or less under control by midday. At the end of the day, the Department of Education called in parents to discuss the issues, including the confusion that occurred when parents rushed in to take their children.
Many people just grabbed the children and went. So now how do we account for the children? But you understand how serious that could have been? That anybody could have taken any child from this campus because it looked like it was in disorder with people all over?
Smith Barry also emphasized that the department is willing to answer questions from parents, but at an appropriate time.
We have to answer your questions. But you cannot expect that in the midst of the crisis.
The issue that arose from the parents was building inspection, a concern mirrored by other parents earlier in the day.
I feel that all the schools in a territory-wide should be inspected, and they should go and check the structures of these buildings because Joseph Gomez is a very old school.
Gomez Principal Jamal Liebert also updated parents on classroom relocations effective September 24th, 2013.
Following a structural inspection of the building, you will be notified when the students will be able to return to their respective classrooms.
The Department of Education is still waiting on word on Miss Allison Ford, the teacher who was injured and rushed to the hospital. Miss Ford had just ushered in the last child from the walkway into the classroom when the walkway ceiling collapsed on her. We'll have more as information is available. April Knight for News 2.
Now, more information on the classroom relocations is available to parents and guardians at the main office at Joseph Gomez. News 2 will keep you updated. Meanwhile, in light of yesterday's incident at Joseph Gomez, concerns were also raised about the integrity of other school buildings in the territory. One parent brought to the attention of News 2 the aging physical education building at Addelita Cancryn Junior High. The PE building at Cancryn is used mainly as office space and as a locker and shower facilities for faculty, school staff, and students. Some are concerned that this building might follow the fate of the one that collapsed at Joseph Gomez. The Department of Education's engineering department sheds some light on the status of the Cancryn building.
The building have some issues because of tenure. Like anything else, you know, after time you need to be upgraded, renovated. We are putting a document together to solicit any services, architectural engineering services.
Meanwhile, in other school news, staff from the Department of Education's Division of Special Nutrition Programs are hitting the schools and distributing an important socioeconomic survey that will ultimately determine the number of students eligible within the territory for free, reduced price, and paid meals. Students chosen to participate will be asked to take the survey home, and parents are urged to fill it out and return it to their child's homeroom teacher by October 1st. According to special nutrition officials, participating in the survey helps the department secure the funding necessary to cover the cost of school lunch for students. The Virgin Islands Department of Education Special Nutrition Programs provides free lunches, breakfasts, and after-school snacks to all children in schools who wish to participate, regardless of their economic need. The Virgin Islands Water and Power Authority will be continuing work on the termination of a new 69 kV transmission and fiber optic cable along the route of St. Croix, underground feeder number 8. It started today until Tuesday, October 1st. Fortress Electric crews will work from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. beginning on Route 75 in the vicinity of the Juanita Gardine School and continuing westward to the vicinity of Spanish Town or State Prophet. While no service interruptions are anticipated, motorists may experience brief traffic delays in the construction areas. Motorists are asked to proceed cautiously in all construction areas and to follow traffic directions for the safety of crews, pedestrians, and other drivers. Well, today, NEWS2 had the opportunity to tour one of viNGN's public computer centers on St. Croix. The Virgin Islands Next Generation Network seeks to benefit all Virgin Islands residents by introducing fast, reliable internet service through the installation of broadband infrastructure and public computing centers. NEWS2's Shanika Robinson has more.
The Virgin Islands Next Generation Network has constructed a public computer center at the Atheley McFarling Peterson Public Library in Frederiksted Town.
We received a grant from the federal government. We're constructing 33 of these public computer centers around the territory. This center, as you can see, has got 10 computers, a couple of Macs, the rest PCs. And it's the first location that's on our network.
The Virgin Islands Next Generation Network was established in 2010 as a public corporation. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Virgin Islands Public Finance Authority. viNGN seeks to benefit all Virgin Islands residents by introducing fast, reliable internet service through the installation of broadband infrastructure and public computing centers.
Now this library is set up at 100 megabit speed, which is about 20 times faster than it used to be before our network is available. And again, we chose the library because being open to the public can come in and use it and see what the network is all about.
viNGN not only provided the computers for this facility, but they also provide the maintenance service as well.
The public computer centers, they're a partnership between, in this case, it's the library and viNGN. So viNGN paid for all the computers that you see. viNGN maintains the computers. If something should break, we have staff that'll come in and put in the new computer or the new printer, whatever has happened. And then the library staff operates the center. They provide the staffing. Our goal is to continue to operate these public computer centers, on into the future so that they're a resource for the territory.
Shanika Robinson, NEWS2.
Well, be sure to visit www.vingn.com for more information on the network's upcoming projects. Well, senators discussed an act to toughen the penalties for illegally buying and selling scrap metal and establishing licensing requirements for scrap metal dealers and recyclers during a session on Monday. On August 29, police and several other law enforcement agencies raided several scrap metal yards and discovered several stolen items, including more than 3,000 in electrical equipment, manhole covers, cables, and more. Senator Terrence Nelson made the motion to move the bill onto the Rules and Judiciary Committee with a favorable recommendation. The law would prohibit dealers from making any cash payments for more than $100 for any scrap metal. It would also give enforcement officers the authority to place a hold on items they believe to be suspicious or stolen. Insular Investigation Bureau detectives on St. Thomas are warning the public not to get burned in fraudulent check cashing scams that are abundant on the internet and even advertised in local Virgin Islands newspapers. In one of the cases, the victim found a job at jobs.com. She was sent a check by her new employer and told to deposit the check in her account and to mail part of the check amount to charity. The victim later learned that the checks involved did not clear and that the bank account on the checks did not exist. The second case involved a victim who found a job as a check cashier through an ad in the Daily News. He received checks with instructions to cash them, keep 10%, and send the remainder to an address in China. The victim took the checks to the bank and learned they were counterfeit. Now, police urge the public that if something like this happens to you, report it to police immediately. Meanwhile, police on St. Thomas are investigating a robbery that occurred at Vessa Beach on September 22nd. Police were dispatched to the area about 10:20 p.m. and spoke to the victim.
Police were dispatched to the area at about 10:20 p.m. and spoke to the victim. The male victim told police that he was on the beach just before 10 p.m. when he noticed three males, one carrying a handgun, walking toward him. One suspect threatened him with the gun and removed his wallet, cell phone, the keys to his car, and other personal items from the victim's pants pocket. The victim said the two other suspects searched his vehicle, and later the victim said his sunglasses were missing from his car. The suspects fled the area on foot, according to the victim. The suspects were described as 3 tall men wearing all black clothing. They covered their faces with white bandanas with dark designs on them.
The Criminal Investigation Bureau detectives are investigating this case, but police are requesting that anyone who has any information that would help police arrest these suspects, please say what you know. Well, 6 out of the 7 defendants charged in the drug trafficking and RICO case involving former DPNR Enforcement Chief Roberto Tapia pled not guilty on Monday, including Tapia himself and VI Police Sergeant Angelo Hill. One of the defendants in the case, Eddie Lopez, and his defense counsel, Daniel Ceballos, were a no-show at the scheduled court appearance. Lopez's arraignment was rescheduled for Wednesday, while a show cause order was issued for Ceballos. Lopez has been placed on house arrest after posting a $50,000 bond. Assistant U.S. Attorney Kim Lindquist said they will not be issuing a new arrest warrant until it is clear if Lopez skipped town deliberately or if the failed court appearance is due to miscommunication. President Obama addressed the annual gathering of heads of state and government at the UN General Assembly in New York today. Top of his agenda, Syria and Iran. Jerika Duncan is at the UN with the latest.
President Obama took the world stage, focusing his address to the UN General Assembly on the civil war in Syria. The president said the United Nations must enforce the ban on chemical weapons.
If we cannot agree even on this, then it will show that the United Nations is incapable of enforcing the most basic of international laws.
The president also opened the door to a possible new relationship with Iran, which has a new moderate president. But President Obama said Iran will have to stick to its promise not to develop nuclear weapons.
To succeed, conciliatory words will have to be matched by actions that are transparent and verifiable.
The big question here at the UN is whether President Obama will meet with Iran's new president. The heads of each government haven't met face-to-face since 1979. The president said for the rest of his time in office, America's diplomatic efforts will focus on Iran's nuclear ambitions and the Arab-Israeli conflict.
Real breakthroughs on these 2 issues would have a profound and positive impact on the entire Middle East and North Africa.
The president said the U.S. will remain engaged in the Middle East, not just for its own security, but for the interest of all.
Well, President Obama is also attending a health forum with former President Bill Clinton in New York. Well, keeping our eye on the economy, Carnival Cruise Line says profits sank 30% last quarter. The cruise line has had its share of bad publicity this year. 3 of its ships suffered mechanical problems and fires. Despite deeply discounted cruises, Carnival expects sales to fall 3% this year. That's more than expected. This is the New York Stock Exchange with Scotiabank Stock Market Watch. The Dow down 66, NASDAQ up 2, S&P also down at 4. Coming up on News 2, thriving, not just surviving. That's the theme of a cancer conference scheduled for this weekend. Plus, a new study finds an increasing number of young breast cancer patients are taking radical steps to try to keep cancer away. We'll be right back. Four wastewater capital improvement projects have commenced on St. Croix. These 4 projects are expected to be completed by December 31st, 2013. First, Montbijou Pump Station. Second, LBJ Pump Station. Now, the work for both of these facilities will include the upgrading of the existing infrastructure and additional installations. 3, Montbijou Sewer System, which involves upgrading and rehabilitating 5 manholes and the replacement iron pipes. And 4, Frederickstead Sewer System Project. The existing infrastructure will be upgraded through the rehabilitation of 7 manholes. Traffic control measure will be implemented. The project cost is $91,800. The projects are funded by Public Finance Authority. Well, officials from the U.S. Health and Human Services and the Office of Minority Health Resource Center are in the territory this week to assist the Department of Health with a public health environmental scan. The environmental scan, which is a precursor to the USVI Healthy People 2020 Territorial Health Plan, is a mechanism to identify strengths, goals, trends, and public-private partnerships in maintaining healthy populations in the territory. The Department of Health also launched a series of stakeholder meetings this week to review the current healthcare systems, including an accounting of objectives, goals, visions, and partnerships. Well, in recognition of World Health Day, the Virgin Islands Medical Institute and the Medicare Quality Improvement Organization, along with other community-based healthcare organizations, is kicking off Every Step Saves a Beat, a Walk with Your Physician event that will take place at the Renaissance Park from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday, September 29th, 2013. The focus of this event is to educate and spread the message about the importance of healthy heart practices so that lives can be saved throughout the territory.
Heart disease is the #1 killer throughout the world. And so many of the health professionals got together and said, we're going to set aside one day to focus on people understanding the importance of really giving your heart a break. So we're going to walk and talk, and we're going to give you such an experience on this particular day. So we named it Every Step Saves a Beat. And of course, it's on World Heart Day, which is September 29th. Please come out on World Heart Day because we want the Virgin Islands event to show the world that we understand how important it is to focus on your heart, to prevent heart disease.
Well, since 2007, the YAG Foundation has assisted approximately 350 uninsured or underinsured women with getting mammograms. The organization is working to continue raising funds to support those who need it. Their 4th annual Breast Cancer Awareness Conference will be held this Saturday at the Great Hall at UVI campus on St. Croix from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. With the theme, Thriving, Not Just Surviving, attendees will be able to cast $1 vote for their favorite original designs of bra art. Beauty and the Bra, an art competition, will be exhibited. A mini marketplace will also be set up. You can call 332-9115 for more information. Well, a new study finds an increasing number of young breast cancer patients are taking radical steps to try to keep cancer away. Susan McGinnis reports.
Diagnosed with breast cancer at 25, she made the tough decision to have surgery to remove both breasts, even though the cancer was only in one.
When I decided to do the double mastectomy, I just pretty much thought what would keep me here longer for my daughter.
A new study finds fear of recurrence is driving more young women to have a double mastectomy, even though most are aware the surgery will not improve survival rates. The study looked at 123 women aged 40 and younger.
One of the most striking findings is that most women say they do it for peace of mind.
Research shows the risk of getting breast cancer in the opposite breast is about 10% in 10 years.
If a woman develops a second breast cancer in the opposite breast, maybe that's going to be 10, 20, and 30 years later. So 10-year follow-up isn't quite long enough.
Dr. Stephanie Bernick counsels her patients about the science as well as the risks and benefits, but says every woman needs to make an informed decision for herself.
Dr. Bernick laid out the options, and the only word I could hear was double mastectomy, and deep down in my heart, I just knew, like, that was it.
Paloma had breast reconstruction recently and is getting ready to start the next phase of her treatment, chemotherapy. Susan McGinnis, CBS News.
Be sure to stick around. Your News to AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.